The ultimate mommy wagon, 2003 Toyota Highlander, 2.4 liter engine, 193,000 miles. This thing's already pretty clean. They took care of washing it before I got it, which is nice. I got this for $1,000. Interior's really nice. It runs and drives. It has no issues. I mean, just look at this thing. It's so straight. Now, it needs a couple things. It needs all new coilovers. It needs new tires. It needs a muffler because it just fell off the back of this like a day before he sold it. So it's loud and it drones, which is not ideal, especially if I sell it to somebody who has a kid. And it needs to be cleaned up a little bit. The seats, they're in good condition, but they have a couple spots. Couple little areas over here, a little darker than they should be. This back seat, it's harder to see, but it had a booster seat on it, and I already kind of messed with it a little bit. But this area up here is a little faded compared to everything else. So, what do you say we get after these seats? Let's do it. So, for minor interior flaws, like these small little stains in here, and even for bigger ones, I like chemical guys. I've always had good luck with them. So all you need to do seats like this, some chemical guys interior spray, a brush with some fine, mighty fine bristles, and a clean microfiber cloth. And here's what you do, listen closely. You find the imperfections, give it a spray, give it a spray, give it a spray, and give her a spray there. And in this case, I just like to section it off and just do the whole side. And then you take your mighty fine bristled brush and you just scrub. You don't have to give it a ton of pressure, but give it enough. And the whole point of this brush, the reason you want those fine bristles is it kind of brings the stain up and out of the fabric. And so you kind of want to do a crisscross pattern when you're scrubbing the seat down. And then clean microfiber cloth. You kind of just dab it dry, give it a quick little wipe down. If you're a professional detailer, ignore everything I'm doing. But this gets the job done, okay? I've actually cleaned interiors up pretty nicely with this stuff. Doesn't matter what car it is, how old it is, how many miles it has. They like a clean car. It sells it 10 times more than if you sell it perfectly running and driving, but super dirty. Stains are gone. Can't even see them anymore. And just like that, went through the whole interior, whether or not it needed it. Just helps get rid of any of those imperfections you don't see. This stuff also works on the carpet. I haven't done the carpet yet, but you can see where the floor mat was and the part that's been exposed for 20 years. That spray will clean all of that up real nice. Okay, let's start on the wheels and then clean up these headlights. Here's the wheels we're cleaning today. Not super dirty on the outside, but we're focusing on these brake dust covered areas. These are always gonna be the worst area on any wheel. So I just wanna spray down the focus areas, get it nice and soaked. And let it sit for 30 seconds. So we're gonna get these scrubbed down and cleaned up. I found this at O'Reilly's. It actually works pretty well for getting in between the spokes. And then I found this guy and I was like, yo, why is O'Reilly selling butt plugs, dude? But then I saw on the tag that it's a wheel scrubber. So we'll go with that. Either way, it works great for this. So let's do it. And this isn't to clean it or shine it up, obviously. It's just to get all the dirt loose now. And then we'll use the butt plug to come in here and shine it all up. Doesn't do too bad. As long as my wife doesn't come out here and see me using it like this, we should be okay. Wheels are back on and they are as good and clean as they are gonna get. Don't look too bad for 20-year-old wheels. I can't believe this car is 20 years old. That's not what I picture. But those are clean. Headlights, I got those cleaned up. They were pretty nasty yellow. You know, a trick you can do on these is you can actually rub toothpaste on the whole lens and take your toothbrush and like act like you're brushing its teeth. You know, just brush the whole headlight and then wipe it off with a wet paper towel and it'll get that yellow tint away. But those turned out great too. So we are underneath the Highlander, and as you can see, we have a problem here. We have no muffler. Somebody, they said it fell off. What it looks like is somebody actually cut it off for some reason. But I got one from the junkyard right there, and I cut it so we have enough room to get a coupler on there. We can just clamp those two together. But first I have to cut a little bit of this off. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see if our coupler will fit. It might. Oh, yes. Now the plan is to screw myself over by smacking this on there. And then when I go to put the muffler on, it's not going to go on right. We'll get to that point when we get there. If you didn't do it the wrong way first, you wouldn't learn your lesson, right? Ooh, that actually slid in nice. Anybody else just love these rubber exhaust hangers? I love them so much. I already know what you're thinking. Just weld it. I don't have a welder, all right? I got clamps. I got cheap $3 clamps that are just gonna rust off in a year, but they'll work for now. Okay? It's like a whisper. I don't hear any leaks either coming out of the clamps. Think we done it. She's quiet enough for a sleeping baby now. Moms are gonna be all over this thing, I guarantee it. Guarantee that's who I'm gonna sell it to. Guess what's here? About frickin' time. My struts show up. I know for you guys it's been like 0.275 seconds, but for me, it's been about 4 days. Now I need to get this thing moving and out of here. So, let's throw these on real quick. Here's our old stinky shock. It doesn't want to work anymore. So we're gonna take it off real quick. The worst part about the whole shock job is these stupid sway bar links. I hate these, but just throw a thick pair of vice grips on the back of them. Zip that nut right off with a ton of PB blaster on there. She'll come almost right off. And she is out. Looks good to me. Let's throw it on. They're a lot easier to put back on than they are to take off. All you gotta do is done. Onto the back. Here's the rear shock. She is dirty and just as stinky as the front. Same thing, you got brake line, ABS line, couple bolts holding the shock in, these stupid sway bar links, and then 3 bolts hidden right up there. And here we lay to rest. the rear shock, 2013 to 2025. And the new shock goes in just like that. Whoa, dude. Do you guys see that? I've always seen people do that in videos. I didn't think it actually worked. You just snap your fingers. It's like the camera does it for you. I didn't even take that out of the box yet, I swear. Like, that's so magic, dude. Everything is now back on the ground, tightened down, and now it's time for the test drive. So I got way sidetracked. It's been a couple days, but test drive went really good. And we posted it for 4,500 bucks. Gave me about $1,000 more than what I actually want for it, just to give some negotiating room, and then we both get a good deal. So we're gonna wait a little bit, see what we can sell it for, and we'll come back and see how much I made. So it's been about a week, and I sold the Highlander, and guess who I sold it to? A mom. She's an older mom, so her kids aren't sleeping babies anymore, but I totally called it. Anyways, so we sold it for 3,500 bucks. That's basically what I wanted for it on the low end. I was into it 1,300 even, so that leaves me so far with a $2,200 profit. And then if you add in labor as well, I charge $80 an hour. I spent about 3 hours working on it. That leaves me with about a profit of $1,950. That's not bad for a week on a side hustle. That's a pretty good chunk of cash right there for 1 week's worth of work, and not even that much work. So we sold it. Really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Look forward to seeing you next time.